everyone. We're going to write statements in correct order, then use the law of syllogism to complete if-then statement. So this is based on robotics. Because robots can withstand higher temperatures than humans, a firefighting robot is under development. Write the following statements about the robot in order, then use the law of syllogism to complete the statement. If there's a fire, then what happens? So if you read these, we have if the robot sets off the fire alarm, then he concludes there's a fire. And you can read all of these. Let's see. So when we get started on this, let's use put them in order, and the way you would do it is kind of set it. I'm going to use D first. So if there's a fire, because I want to use this hypothesis first, then the next step would be the robot senses a high levels of smoke in heat. Then you want to go to B, because then we want to use, we're doing if P, then Q. All right. So now we want to use the Q, and the Q part is right here. If the robot senses high levels of smoke and heat, then it sets off the fire alarm. So that would be then R. So then we want to look at this part. Where's the sets the fire alarm off? And that is A. If the robot sets off the fire alarm, then it concludes there is a fire. So if R, then we'll say S. Now we have to look at this one. If there's a fire, so where's if there's a fire? If it concludes there's a fire, so that would be E. So here we're going to write if S, RST, and then it locates the fire. So it locates the fire. And in the final we have C. If the robot locates the fire, RSTU, so it'd be U, then the robot extinguishes the fire. So that's your last statement. So using our syllogism, we're using if there's a fire, then the robot extinguishes the fire. Basically what you're doing is you start with this first hypothesis, which was our D, and then you just interchange these. So these should match up. And that's how we put it in order. And then finally, we took our hypothesis, and U is our conclusion, which is this. This would be your U. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.